Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
All right, the party's on Leonardo Carlos. Court is calling 2023 CR 8667, State of Texas versus Leonardo Carlos. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Clark.
Defense,
George Sharman on behalf of Ms. Carlos.
are you Mr. Carlos? Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Carlos, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney?
Yes.
And did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
You are good.
Showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
Did you
sir.
sign it?
Sure.
Showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated, third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, sir.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, sir.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yeah.
Mr. Carlos, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
Yes, sir.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
Yes, sir.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, sir.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine. State recommends community supervision. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 710098, 71099. Take in consideration 2023 CR 6643, County Court Cause number 713955, 713958, ignition interlock for half the term, victim impact panel, and DWI intervention. Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes, sir.
Defense, is that the plea?
The plea includes an option of either 10 years jail, 10 days jail.
That's outside the plea bargain agreement.
It's in our plea bargain.
No, it's outside.
It is part of our plea bargain.
What I'm telling you, counsel, is this is your plea bargain agreement. This is outside the agreement.
Well, it is my understanding it's part of our plea bargain.
All right, I'm telling everybody, it's not a part of the plea bargain agreement. Note, this is what it reads. Note, the parties are not allowed to make binding agreements regarding the length of community supervision or the terms and condition of community supervision, which are totally dependent upon the court's discretion. The following recommendations do not constitute part of the formal plea bargain agreement. However, the state or both parties make the following non-binding recommendations. And what it says is 5 years community supervision, TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitutions, 2-year driver's license suspension, 10 days house arrest in lieu of 10 days Bexar County jail. That's not a part of your plea bargain agreement. You all can present that to me and I can either follow it or not follow it, but that's not a part of the plea.
Is the 5 years probation part of our?
No, it is not. The court
So-
determines the length of a probation.
And if you reject that 5 years, then it's a rejection of the plea bargain agreement.
No, if I don't follow your length or your suggestion for the length of probation and I give you, let's say I were to give you 8 years on probation or 4 years on probation, that's not a part of your plea bargain agreement and I have not violated your plea bargain agreement. because the court determines the length of probation, not attorneys.
Then Judge, I think we can't go forward with this because our understanding of what a plea bargain agreement differs.
All right, well, what I'm telling you all, according to the law, you cannot come before the court and tell the court, I want to be on probation for 5 years only. Y'all are not allowed to enter that agreement, period.
Now, Judge, you do not have to follow that agreement. That is correct.
That is not a part of your plea bargain agreement, counsel. The court decides the length of probation that somebody is on. The attorneys do not. The attorneys just make a suggestion. I'm going to read it again. Note, the parties are not allowed to make binding agreements regarding the length of community supervision or the terms and conditions of community supervision, which are totally dependent upon the court's discretion. The following recommendations do not constitute part of the formal plea bargain agreement.
Is probation
then-
part of the agreement?
Yes, they're recommending probation. Now, if, for example, if I were to say, okay, you guys have agreed that he's to have probation and I say I'm not giving you probation, then I will have violated your plea bargain agreement. But the length of time, the conditions, that's completely up to me. You all can't enter into a plea bargain agreement telling the court what your conditions will be.
That is not my understanding of the practice in this county.
Well, if people are practicing that different in this county, and I don't want to be mean to anybody, but if people are practicing that differently, then they are practicing the law incorrectly because the court decides the length of probation. Nobody else does. Defense attorneys don't decide the length of probation. The state doesn't decide the length of probation. The court does. Nobody else does.
Well, I guess my concern is moot at this point unless you do not follow our agreement.
Well, the question becomes, what do y'all think you have agreed to? Because if you think you've agreed to how long he's going to be on probation, that's not a part of your agreement. So if you all want to reread your contract, you're more than welcome to reread the contract. If you all want to go forward, you can go forward.
Well, Judge, I guess I need to review that comment
Sure.
and we'll come back to it.
All right. And State, if you want to show him.
In other words, based on the court's understanding.
No, based upon the law, councils do not get to determine the length of probation or the conditions of probation. That's not my understanding. That's the law. If people want to get that law changed, they need to talk to the legislature.
It's been my understanding and the practice in this county that the judges allow us to do that.
Well, I don't want to disparage any judge, but guess what? They're wrong. Because according to the law, according to that document that y'all just signed, the court determines the length of probation. Nobody else determines the length of probation. The court does. So if the state is asking for 8 years probation as the length, I can say, you know what? I've read the facts of this case. I think the person should only be on probation for 4 years or 3 years. That's up to me. Or the state may say, me and the defense counsel believe the person should be on probation for 5 years. I may read it and think, no, that person should be on probation for more than 5 years. I'm allowed to do that. And guess what? That is not going against the plea bargain agreement that you've entered to. So if y'all want to discuss that, you can. But if other judges are saying, oh, the law is that's the plea bargain agreement, then those judges would be wrong. All right. Yes.
I'm not ready to go forward with it then.
Then we'll be in jury trial. All right. Macy Malone.
Present.
All right. So did they give you, and if you want to hand that back. So jury trial is at 1:30. And you can put that in here. All right.
Well,
Macy.
we're announcing not ready on the trial because we were expecting
Oh, you all need to file a motion. I'll hear it and make a ruling on it. Yes.
I stopped by County Court 14 on my way out and he wants me in a trial this morning. He wants to begin a jury trial at 11.
I'm sorry, which court is this?
14, County Court 14.
Okay, so that's County Court 14.
Exactly.
So This is district court, so it takes precedent.
He said that, and he said that, I need to come to determine if the state's ready, if we're actually gonna go to.
Oh, yeah, we're actually going to trial, and we'll be going to trial on his, I think he has an injury to the elderly or something, so we'll be going to trial on that. All right, see you then.
Yeah, approach, Judge.
Yes.
My client wants to take the plea then.
All right. Can I see the file on Leonardo Carlos, please? All right. We're back on the record in 2023 CR 8667, State of Texas versus Leonardo Carlos. And can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Daniel Clark, State of Texas.
defense?
Rich Sharman on behalf of the.
And are you Mr. Leonardo Carlos?
Sure.
Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sure.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine. State recommends community supervision. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 710098, 71099, taking consideration 2023 CR 6643. County Court Cause number 713955, 713958. Ignition interlock for half the term, VIP, and DWI intervention. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, sir.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, is that the plea? All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Well, you had an ignition interlock on the car?
Okay, you're all gonna have to speak up so that the court reporter can hear.
And have you been abiding by the conditions of bond and
Yes, sir.
not drinking alcohol?
No.
You want the judge to grant you probation or to continue you in, with the ignition interlock for 1/2 of the time?
Yes.
All right, do you have any children?
No.
Are you employed?
Yes.
What do you do?
Electrician.
And how long have you been doing that?
About 10 years.
All right, do you own your own business or you
I
work
work for a
under?
company.
I'm sorry?
I work for a company.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's a $500 fine. That will be probated. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 710098. County Court Cause number 71099. Taking consideration 2023 CR 6643. County Court Cause number 713955. 713958. There's to be ignition interlock for half the term. VIP live. DWI intervention. DWI education. 2 years driver's license suspension. 120 hours of community service restitution. You can either do those hours or pay them off at $7.25 per hour. There's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. With regards to the Bexar County Jail or GPS, 1 or 2 ways. Either you can go to the Bexar County Jail, do your 10 days, or either you will be on GPS for 30 days, partial for work, and it will be only for work. Or either if you don't want to do work, you can be on full house arrest for 20 days. Which do you prefer?
I go to work back to GPS.
All right. So because of you, it appears you have on a mask.
Yes, sir.
So because of health issues at the jail, the court will grant you to do 30 days GPS partial for work. That means you can only go to work. There's no stop to the grocery store or anywhere else or relatives home. You
Yes,
understand?
I'm on GPS right now. You already know
Okay.
how it works.
So 30 days GPS partial for work in lieu of the Bear County Jail. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs. We can do a TAP evaluation out of custody and a referral to felony drug court. Field visits one time per month for 4 months. And then at probation's discretion. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Thank you. Proof of employment within 15 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
Judge, after the 30 days, can he remove the GPS monitor?
Yes, it's only for 30 days.
He has it up now.
All right. Is there anything else, probation? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, if you'll step back a little bit. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record in this court. Communication is key to be successful in probation. If there's an issue, let probation know. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And